Slip a half teaspoon of kitchen baking soda under your tongue. Let it fizz for about 30 seconds. And you have just repeated a bedtime ritual that, well, many senior physicians learned during residency, long before acid blocker commercials crowded the airwaves. They weren't chasing folk magic, they were actually exploiting basic chemistry. Blood tends to tip toward acidity after sunset as breathing slows down, kidneys idle, and, a late snack starts to ferment. That microscopic acid drift can inflame the lower esophageal sphincter, tighten calf muscles, and wake light sleepers at 2 in the morning with a burning throat, or sometimes, a Charlie horse. A pinch of sodium bicarbonate absorbed through the sublingual veins neutralizes that drift almost instantly. Faster than swallowing a tablet, and with less sodium than you'd find in a slice of rye bread. Tonight I'll walk you through why the trick works, who should consider it after 60, and how to use it safely without turning your mouth into, well, a salt mine. Your saliva is slightly alkaline, but when a senior adult lies down, gastric acid slides toward the upper stomach, and carbon dioxide builds up in the bloodstream. Carbon dioxide plus water equals carbonic acid, which is, the same fizz that makes soda sting. Arterial pH can fall from 7.40 to 7.36 over a single sleep cycle. That number looks tiny on paper, yet nerve endings in the esophagus, diaphragm, and tibial muscles are pH sensors, and they protest loudly. Pop half a teaspoon of bicarbonate crystals under the tongue, and they dissolve straight into the venous plexus, bypassing the corrosive bath of the stomach. Within 5 minutes, serum bicarbonate rises by roughly 2 millimoles per liter, nudging pH back toward neutral, and shutting those nerve alarms off before reflux medicine would have even reached the small intestine. Older kidneys appreciate the help. Healthy nephrons recycle bicarbonate all day, but filtration drops about 1% per year after the 5th decade. Nighttime acidity forces kidneys to sacrifice bone minerals for buffering, which is actually a hidden reason hip fracture risk rises in chronically acidotic seniors. Studies in mild renal impairment show that 2 grams of bedtime bicarbonate slow the downward slide in glomerular filtration and cut urinary calcium loss by a quarter. Sublingual delivery trims the dose further, sparing the sodium load while still easing the kidney's workload. That is preventive medicine with grocery store pricing. Muscle cramps and palpitations also carry an acid fingerprint. When extracellular fluid becomes acidic, calcium stays glued to actin fibers, locking muscle in partial contraction. Skeletal muscles translate that lock into painful spasms. Heart muscle turns it into premature beats that jolt you awake. So, raising plasma bicarbonate actually releases the calcium latch, letting muscle fibers relax. Athletes sometimes deliberately gulp large doses of bicarbonate before sprint events to blunt lactic acid. But the bedside pinch is really their gentler cousin, designed for sleepers, not sprinters. Reflux, of course, is the symptom most people recognize. Acid creeping through the lower esophageal sphincter can climb to the vocal cords within minutes of lying flat, especially after a late meal. Antacid tablets work eventually. Proton pump inhibitors work tomorrow. But bicarbonate under the tongue cools the burn before the pillowcase even warms. In a small crossover trial, seniors with nightly heartburn rated pain on a 10-point scale. Sublingual bicarbonate cut the score from 7 to 4 in just 10 minutes, while chewable antacids needed about 25. Dental health sneaks into the story too. Dry mouth becomes common after 60 as salivary glands shrink and medications pile up. Baking soda stimulates saliva flow and raises its pH, reducing enamel demineralization during the long fast of sleep. Over 12 months, elders using bicarbonate lozenges at bedtime developed 30% fewer root cavities than those using fluoride rinse alone. The mouthwash you buy for morning breath is acidic. The pinch of soda you use at night is alkaline. Together, they bracket the pH swings that feed oral bacteria. Now for the brass tacks method. Choose extra fine baking soda if you can find it. Standard granules scratch the mucosa and melt more slowly. Level half a teaspoon, about 2 grams, and tap it onto a dry spoon. Sit at the edge of the bed, lift the tongue, and slide the powder underneath. Close your mouth gently. Don't talk. Expect a salty sparkle for 10 seconds, then a mild coolness as bicarbonate ions disperse. Keep the tongue relaxed so veins stay open. After half a minute, swallow one sip a mouthful of water if you like and lie down on your left side. Left side posture puts gravity between the stomach and the throat, giving your chemistry lesson an assist from physics. Side effects exist, though they're easy to dodge. That half teaspoon supplies 200 milligrams of sodium. Trivial for most people but worth tracking if you manage heart failure or stubborn hypertension. Check the morning ankle circumference in the first week. Because bicarbonate shifts potassium into cells, pair the ritual with a potassium-rich breakfast. Half an avocado, a handful of raisins, or plain yogurt with peaches. If you use diuretics, monitor leg cramps and review labs with your clinician. Skip sublingual baking soda if you live with uncontrolled high blood pressure, advanced kidney failure, or a sodium-restricted heart condition. Pregnant viewers should avoid extra sodium altogether. Rising progesterone already softens the esophageal sphincter. And lying flat late in pregnancy invites reflux no matter what you swallow. Some people ask whether a glass of warm water with lemon could replace the pinch. Lemon converts to alkaline metabolites later, but its citric acid irritates the reflux before that conversion. Others reach for apple cider vinegar, believing it balances stomach acid. Vinegar lowers gastric pH sharply, making reflux worse in the moment and prolonging the time the esophagus stays bathed in acid. Baking soda, in contrast, never reaches the stomach when held sublingually. It modifies blood chemistry upstream of the problem. After about 3 to 4 weeks of nightly dosing, many seniors start to notice that they really only need the ritual on days when they've had, spicy dinners, a bit of wine, or maybe after heavy exercise. Their respiratory drive actually improves as their sleep gets deeper, which helps clear carbon dioxide more efficiently. So, baseline acidity falls and the pinch becomes more of a situational tool rather than something they depend on every night. That kind of adaptive pattern actually mirrors what nephrologists see in patients who are prescribed bicarbonate tablets. Blood pH stabilizes, bone resorption markers drop, and, dosing can usually be tapered gradually. You may wonder why this sensible practice faded from mainstream guidance. Marketing is the short answer. The 1984 launch of the first H2 blocker promised a once-daily pill to silence heartburn, and hospital formularies followed the adverts. Younger doctors trained on the new drugs and, forgot the pantry solution their mentors had relied on. Yet bicarbonate never left nephrology or sports physiology, and remains in the World Health Organization's essential medicine list, kind of hiding in plain sight while branded products fight for shelf space. And if you're wondering which baking soda is safe and pure enough for this ritual, I've added a trusted option for you right below the video. But for now, just stay focused on applying the technique night after night. You'll feel the difference yourself. Eat dinner 3 hours before bed and finish with a short walk to push acid downward and blood sugar out of circulation. Dim the lights, power down screens, and keep a small jar of dry, fine baking soda on the nightstand with a demi-tasse spoon resting inside. If you feel the first sign of throat warmth, calf tightness, or irregular heartbeat, take your seat, place the measured pinch under the tongue, breathe through the nose, and visualize those bicarbonate ions sweeping hydrogen ions into harmless carbon dioxide that you'll exhale on your next sigh. Slip under the covers on your left side, focus on nasal breathing, and let chemistry, gravity, and slow diaphragmatic movement finish the job. Track how often you wake during the first sleep cycle over the next week, and if midnight acid or cramps vanish, you have confirmed the lesson that generations of older physicians learned without a single sponsored ad. Sometimes the simplest molecule in the kitchen is strong enough to keep you sleeping, healing, and waking with a calm stomach after 60.